Okay, in this section we have already done clearing fractions and clearing decimals. We'll just kind of do a miscellany of solving linear equations. We'll have some with decimals, some with fractions, some that have answers, some that have all real numbers, some that have no solution. So it's just going to be a hodgepodge of linear equations. Okay, let's start with this one. -1/9 a plus 2/9 equals 1/3 minus 1/9 a. Okay, there's my fence. What I do on one side of the fence, I have to do on the other side of the fence. I could easily clear fractions. I'm just going to do this one without, just to show you that you can do it both ways. So if I try to get all my variables on one side, I'm going to add 1/9 a to both sides. That gives me 2/9 on the left and 1/3 on the right. Now is 2/9 the same as 1/3? No. All my variables canceled. While I was solving, what's left is false, so I have no solution. All right, let's come over here. We've got fractions. What would I need to multiply by to clear those fractions? Yep, multiply both sides by 5. That's actually an easy one. The only thing that makes this tricky is you're going to remember to multiply the left-hand side by 5. Don't forget to multiply the right-hand side by 5, even though it doesn't look like it needs it. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. And there is a little tricky part with this negative sign coming up. So those 5's are going to cancel from the first fraction, and the 5's are going to cancel in the next fraction. Just remember that that negative has to be carried all the way through. So the 5 cancels from the first fraction, I'm left with 4y minus 2. The 5's cancel from the second fraction, and I'm left with y plus 4. But since I'm subtracting the y plus 4, it's minus y minus 4. Okay, the right-hand side is negative 15. Combining like terms gives me 3y minus 6 equals negative 15. Add 6 to both sides. We get 3y equals negative 9. Divide by 3 and we get y equals negative 3. Here is my check. Plug it in and it works pretty easily. Notice I got negative 3 equals negative 3. I'm not going to write down all real numbers because I was just checking my work. If I get negative 3 equals negative 3 and I'm checking my work, that just means I did my problem right. It does not mean all real numbers. Okay, next problems. Please pause this, do these on your own and see how they work. All right, now that you've done them, let's distribute. So the first problem, we have 3y minus 12 by distributing that 3 to y and 3 to negative 4. And then 6y minus 12 from distributing the 6 to the y minus 2. Combining like terms on the left, 3y minus 12y would give me minus 9y. I'm not changing the signs of either of those. They're on the same side of the equal sign. Okay, now I want my numbers on one side and my variables on the other. So I subtract 6y from both sides and I get negative 15y. Add 12 to both sides and I have negative 15y equals 0. Don't get scared of 0. 0 is fine. Divide both sides by negative 15. 0 divided by anything is still 0. So that's my answer. Now notice if I did this a different way. If instead of moving the variables first, if I added the numbers first, I'd have negative 9y equals 6y. Some people get freaked out here. I'm not quite sure why they get freaked out, but they get freaked out nonetheless. And some people will look at this and say negative 9y doesn't equal 6y, and they'll say no solution. Now we know it's not no solution because we just solved it. Remember, if we plug in 0 for both those, it's going to work. Just keep solving. So subtract 6y from both sides, and now we're right back with what we had before, and we get y equals 0. We plug it in and it works. Now just because I got negative 12 equals negative 12 does not mean all real numbers, because I'm just checking my work. If that happened when I was solving, it would mean all real numbers, but I'm not solving, I'm just checking my work there in blue. Okay, the next problem. All right, so we distribute, combine like terms. So now I have 15y minus 9 equals 6y minus 18. Subtract 6y and add 9. So we have 9y equals minus 9. Y is equal to minus 1. Plug it in and it works. So my answer is y equals negative 1. So for both of these, when I'm checking my work, it just means the answer is correct. It doesn't mean all